Hello, this is Jennifer with Sassenach Adventures, and today is Friday, July 10th. It is, 20 after 12, and I am on my way up to Stanley, Idaho, and I believe I'm following the Deadwood River, I think the sign said. So I'm about an hour away from the campsite. My husband went up yesterday, but I had things to do after work, and that was going to make for a very long, very late trip out there. So I told him I would just come out today. So why don't you come along, join us, and we'll see what this weekend holds. Okay, bridge is out. All right. Food storage required. Ooh, that was a pretty bird. So I finally made it to our campsite. Let's take a quick view before I set my... So I'm going to put my tent up over there. But you turn around... and I will be looking directly at the mountains. That's gorgeous. And my husband's friend, I think he said her name was Rose. I'll have to double check. There's my husband's truck and my car. I got plenty of space here. My campsite all put up, and we came out to Redfish Lodge, and they have live music tonight, 6 to 8. There's the marina. That's probably the grand stage. They got pedal boats. They got all sorts of rentals here. Sawtooth Mountains. Leaving Stanley, heading back to our campsite. And this is my view from my cot in my tent. Looks pretty awesome. It is 6:20 a.m. from the tent. It's so pretty. Good morning. This is Jennifer with Sassenach Adventures, and it is Saturday, July 11th, and it is about 9:40 in the morning. We drove from our campsite out to Custer, Idaho. It was about a 45-50 minute drive-ish. And we came out to Custer for the Custer Days. And we are going to visit the old town Custer, the old gold dredge, and you know, maybe enjoy some ice cream later, maybe get some old-fashioned soda, maybe witness an old-fashioned gunfight. You know, we're gonna try and mildly live some of the old days, and we're gonna bring you along and show you what's up. All right, have a good day, adventures.
Welcome, travelers, to Bonanza. It's the year of 1879, and you guys stop, sweat, and unwashed ambition. Everyone here is looking to make a buck off of the gold miners, whether through whiskey, Chinese laundries, or a shady hand of poker. Enter Lizzie King. She left England, a dead husband and 2 daughters behind her golden promise of the West. She's well-read, brilliant, and speaks a few languages. Naturally, she did what any educated woman would do. She built the Arcade Saloon and the Yankee Fork Dance Hall.
Beautiful place to make a fortune. Hello, Mr. Amy. Why did you come to the dance hall tonight? First drinks on us.
Structural integrity aside, I say that's the best invitation I've had all day long.
The men love me. The women, black vision.
Lizzie married Richard King, who went into real estate with a slick fellow named Mr. Dillon. They became best friends, and with a handsome, they became best friends with a handsome, honest man named Charles. But tragedy strikes fast in the Wild West. Bring out the news.
Extra, read all about it in the Yankee Fork Herald First Edition. James Dillon kills Richard in a gun duel in a real estate deal gone very well south. Dillon's heading for the slammer.
Oh, Richard, dead. It breaks my heart.
Oh, Lizzie. Lizzie, don't cry, Lizzie, don't cry. Listen. I have a burial plot. And I will give it to you for Richard. I stay by your side forever.
Oh, Charles, you've always been such a saint. You've been so good to me. Here, take my most lucrative gold ring.
I just wanted your happiness. But I'll take the gold.
The townsfolk whispered a marriage between Charles and Lizzie. It seemed certain, but Lizzie needed employees for her dance hall, so she took a business trip to Butte, Montana, and there she met him.
By Jove, she is a vision. I must have her. I will follow her all the way back to that godforsaken Idaho wilderness.
Back in Bonanza, the romance was heating up, but the local poker game was boiling over.
You're gonna need something sweet, you low down polecat. Shut each other. Just another Tuesday in Bonanza City.
Anyway, back to the romance. Robert Hawthorne arrived in town and began courting Lizzie with the fiercest weapon known to man: extreme wealth and good looks.
Lizzie, will you marry me? I will buy you velvet curtains. I will buy you a mahogany table for the dance hall. I will buy you anything that your heart solely desires.
Oh, no, Lizzie. No, Lizzie. Don't make up with a fancy shirtwaist wearer. I will give you my whole soul. Leave me, Lizzie. Leave me, Lizzie.
What a dilemma. Robert offers. Robert offers completely furnished entertainment venue. Charles offers a lifetime of love and devotion. Friend, help me, what do I do?
Honey, love don't buy with purpose gold.
Brilliant. Robert, I accept.
Victory is mine.
No. My heart is breaking into 1,000 jagged pieces. No, do not. It will destroy you.
Awfully like a death knell. Not long after the nuptials, the day arrived for the stagecoach to deliver the promised furniture. Lizzie was ecstatic.
Robert, this great coach arrives any minute.
Oh, Lizzie, the worst to have. We can build a beautiful family together as husband and wife.
I do hope it's a chase lounge. I'm ready. Is it a...
Not bad.
A tragedy of Shakespearean proportion. Enter Charles to find his worst fears realized.
Oh, Lizzie. I will take you and bury you in my private burial plot. Robert, you during her life, the day you win it. Now, gentlemen, I will never use their food. Actually, you died the day you married this conniving fraud.
And so Charles buried his true love, but the spark had gone out of his world. He left Bonanza, turning his back on the gold, the gossip, and the rowdy streets. Charles became a recluse, pining away for his lost Lizzie for decades. The dead are the only ones who never die, and Lizzie must have slept in Charles's heart like a bear in a cave. Many years later, in a quiet, crumbling cabin in Stanley Creek, the townsfolk found him.
He's gone, boys. But he still has a love for Lizzie King. In his hand, a locket. And there's her picture, Lizzie King.
And so ends the tale of the gold rush queen of the Yankee Fort. A woman who spoke some languages, undone the universal language of greed and heartbreak. Last to remember is that the spirit of land of the Yankee Fort lives on. And go and visit their tombstones down at the Bonanza Cemetery and up on past that is Boot Hill. So that's the end, but don't go away. We've got a raffle to pull off here in just a second.
And still stands in Custer today. Additionally, the open meadows of Bonanza provided space for a small horse racing track, croquet field, and even a baseball diamond, where residents of both towns enjoyed the outdoors. The price of groceries and supplies reflected their availability in the mountains. For example, bacon and potatoes were 20 cents per pound, a pair of boots was $7, but a dozen eggs could be as much as $16.
Oh my gosh.
There never was a church in Custer or Bonanza, but a Joss house, a Chinese place of worship, held services in the back of a shop in Chinatown. In Bonanza, Lizzie King's husband was killed by his business partner, and just a year later, Lizzie and her new husband Robert Hawthorne were murdered. Lizzie King and her husbands are buried at Boot Hill Cemetery. Glory fades. For 30 years, Custer experienced peaks and valleys but remained vibrant until the closure of the General Custer Mill and Custer Mountain mines in 1904. 5 years later, many of its businesses had closed, and the town's miners, woodcutters, freighters, and merchants had left for more prosperous areas. In the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps participated in fire suppression, tore down old structures, built Forest Service guard stations, and restored the old toll road to become the Custer Motorway. People occupied houses in Custer through the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, including Tuck and Edna McGowan's family. In the early 1960s, the McGowans began collecting materials to establish a museum and preserve Custer's history. A partnership between the U.S. Forest Service, Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation, and the Land of the Yankee Fork Historical Association allows for visitors from all over the world to learn about Custer, Idaho, and the Yankee Fork's rich history.
Holster. You have a courthouse. Isn't that cool? Oh. Yeah, thanks.
Dude, what are those little pin flowers?
Good morning.
This is the northernmost town. This is yes, but we should
Mountain have its hardships, particularly during the winter months. When snows were deep, which was often, snow skis or snowshoes were the only way to get around. Steps were dug from the bottom of cabin doors to the top of snowdrifts where the skis were left. Steep hillsides made bare from years of timber harvesting for construction and to power the mill often sent avalanches crashing into the valley in February and March. An avalanche in 1890 resulted in tragedy, killing 3 sisters, Olga, Josephine, and Annie Johnson. They were buried on the hillside behind the schoolhouse that is still standing at Custer. Here we have the stage stop. Located next to the post office where the flagpole stands today, was where passengers would wait to board for the 8-hour ride over the 35-mile toll road to Chalice. Despite being tight-knit communities, crime and drama existed on the Yankee Fork. A crime spree at Custer during 1896 through 1898 saw 14 major crimes and an attempted arson.
And that was our day at Custer Days in Custer, Idaho. We are heading back to camp, and I will see you for part 2 for our camping trip.